So Alan, please tell me about how it is to race at the Rolex 24-hour race.
Well, obviously, before you even go to the Daytona race, you have very big expectations because Daytona is what Daytona is. It's one of the biggest races in the world. So for me, coming to Daytona the first time was a very big experience. It was something that I've been looking forward to in a very long time. And to do that first lap, where you are obviously halfway around on the oval, is a great feeling and something that really gives you a big buzz. I was driving in the Porsche Rolex car, which is the lower classes of the two classes that compete in the Daytona race. So you obviously have to deal with the passing that gets done there with the prototypes. And it was quite funny that in the driver briefings there was a bit of a gentleman rules going around that the slower cars would stay low and the quicker cars, the prototypes, would go high. And yeah, there was something different to do, and the atmosphere obviously at Daytona is very special. It is what it is, and a 24-hour race in itself is always something special. I've been lucky enough to do all the big races at Le Mans, and Sebring, Daytona, Silverstone, Dubai, Bahrain, all of the big 24-hour races, and you know, Daytona is definitely up there. I'd like to next time go there to be part of the prototypes, to try and fight for the outright victory. But so many cars go there. It's two very healthy classes. It's not an easy race to win. If you do win it, there's obviously the very important Rolex watch that is quite desirable to win. Not many people have it, and it's a racing driver's dream to get that watch. And I'm sure it's all the viewers out there's dream as well as it's mine. I haven't got it yet, but I hope I'll get it one day.
Well, Alan, you're doing quite well despite a couple of mishaps in the British GT Championship. You missed out on the race when you went to Le Mans, and you also had an exclusion from the last race at Snetterton because of your co-driver forgetting to put on his Nomex underwear. But still, you're looking quite good for the overall title of the Driver Challenge, which of course will mean that there is a chance that you can be in a Daytona prototype next year. What is the difference? How would you describe the difference between driving a Daytona prototype and a GT3 car that you're driving today?
It would be a guess because I haven't driven the Daytona prototype. I have driven a prototype before. I raced last year at Le Mans in the 24-hour race in a Lola, and driving something like that is not quite the same as the Daytona prototype. But I would say it's something in between a carbon prototype and a GT car. What I think is very good, and what they do very well in America, is that they attract very big fields, and the car seems to be very even. Everyone seems to be in with a chance, and the people who has driven them say that they are fantastic cars to drive. They do move around a bit, and doesn't have quite the same sort of, should you say, single-seater feeling that you get from driving the prototypes we know from Le Mans series. But they're definitely good cars, and I think the best thing about that championship is the competitiveness. But it is hard for me to say what it's like to drive a car like that because I haven't driven it. You know, but I'll hope to do it one day.
Yeah, surely last year's event was very exciting. We had 4 Daytona prototypes within 10 seconds after 24 hours, and I was there from the grandstand, and they were on the ragged edge. It was quite amazing. So they look exciting to drive. So
it looks very good, and it looks competitive, and it speaks for itself. If you have such a competitive race after 24 hours of racing, it just shows how competitive and professional the teams are. And it's not just in the prototype class, it's also in the GT class, where you got very competitive teams up against each other's. I mean, you got teams turning up with sort of 6-7 cars just from one team. Rolex last year I think had 6 cars, which was the team I drove for. You also got the racer groups which turned up with the same amount of cars, and you got Mazda there with their cars as well. So very competitive all across, and you know, it is a demanding race. And what you saw last year in the finishing with the prototypes was obviously some teams was changing drivers. Some people chose to stay with the same driver, And no, it was very exciting. It was a good fight, and I'm sure it will be the same when we get to January.